characters.
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow.
Welcome
Yeah,
into
I love
30
that
characters.
so much.
It is our first mini episode for the month of April. Eunji Kim is still with us.
Yes,
Hi,
wow, wow,
Eunji.
wow.
Wow, a double wow, wow, wow.
Is
That's
this
six wow.
like your thing?
Yeah.
You say you guys all started with a wow, wow, wow?
Yeah, it sort of just happened.
The first episode just
yeah,
kinda
I just said wow. Well, actually, what happened is I yelled at them because I wanted to talk first. I was very this show spun out of another show that
Yes,
they hosted.
that is true.
So I said, no, this is my time to talk first. So
what was the show that they hosted?
It's called Bad News, Good Timing.
Great name. No one ever got it wrong when they brought you up to the show. Never.
Matt was being sarcastic when he said that. And Eunji and Andy both laughed.
Hey, Red, we can hear you and see you and stuff.
There's a lot of that movie where you're not just voiceover, right?
Andy and Matt were trying to tell Red he could just pop on in.
Okay, I feel like we should just ignore him.
Yeah, at that point we
Yeah.
can just talk and he'll
Yeah.
just narrate our lives.
Now, of course, Matt and Andy wanted Red to kind of interact with them, make eye contact and such. It was unclear how Eunji felt about the whole situation. I guess that's part of podcasting.
I just can't, I really can't stop thinking about the rape now.
In Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
for sure happened.
Yeah.
It did. And it's...
And alluded to that it happened more than once. It's just they show it the one time.
Really?
Sometimes he fought him off, sometimes he didn't.
He's... Red, did
That's
you say
one of my
that?
lines.
Yeah.
What? Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my
Sometimes-
question to Eunji is, do they show like that part on TikTok or no?
I can see that not happening.
No, on TikTok, they don't allow that kind of stuff. China is looking out for our best interests.
Not even with nipple
Wait.
covers?
I also should say I'm from roughly 1945. What is TikTok?
He's a little robot that helps Dorothy get back to Oz.
I've seen that.
Okay, that's weird.
They show that in the prison.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, did you have a poster of Dorothy Gale on? Did anyone ask for that?
Matt made Andy laugh.
Yeah.
Not just... It was a Gilda? Gilda?
Yeah, Glenda.
It was
Glenda.
a picture of Gilda Radner.
It's Glenda.
A very young Gilda Radner.
It didn't make sense because Glenda is a witch.
Yeah.
The Good Witch.
The good
Good
witch.
witch.
Oh, much like a good doctor.
Elphaba, she's the bad one.
Okay.
I'm assuming there hasn't been a musical made about that.
Well, there has been about 4 musicals made about that.
No
actually,
way.
yeah.
Red was surprised.
That's right. Wizard of Oz, The Wiz,
Yeah.
Wicked,
Return to Wizard
and Return to Oz,
or
which is
Return
not
to
actually a
Oz?
musical, but is very good.
Red is curious.
I love Return to Oz.
Return to Oz rules, actually.
Yeah.
I watched it
Christina
recently.
Ricci? Christina Ricci?
No, it's Firuza Balk.
Firuza Balk.
And it's the type of puppetry or like whatever.
Very practical.
Yes.
It's Jim Henson.
I love it. I
yeah.
love the feel of it.
There was a lot more of that with like Never Ending Story
Yes.
and like all that stuff coming out.
I wish there was more representation, like an all-black Wizard of Oz. What
Oh,
are the
that's
odds
the
of
Wiz.
that?
When we
That's
said
the
the
Wiz.
Wiz, that's what the Wiz
No
is.
kidding.
Yeah.
Red is
Yeah.
happy.
Well, it's not all black. Michael Jackson's in it.
Who's that?
Who's Michael Jackson?
It's a young boy who was a singer and then he got vitiligo, so he was self-conscious about it, so he dyed his skin white.
Matt explained who Michael Jackson was, but Red was still perplexed.
Matt, that to you is the above the cut description of Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, just when you to pay off the joke to this elderly man, to pay off the joke of why he was white.
Okay. I see
Yeah.
now.
He also became the greatest pop singer of a generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Probably
Harry Cuomo of your time, of our time.
Yeah,
The
the Velvet
Elvis?
Fog.
No.
That's pre-Elvis.
Yeah, this is 40s.
Yeah.
It's the Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra would've
been
He's
Yeah.
the blue eyes of our
The
generation.
old blue
He
eyes.
was white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
he-
why is he not the same as
Frank
Michael
Sinatra
Jackson?
Well,
also
but
had
he was
vitiligo.
also-
A lot of people don't know that.
He
Yeah.
was Italian, which was frowned upon in those days.
That's true.
Yeah. It was
Was Michael Jackson a lot like Frank Sinatra? Where because Frank was part of the Sinatra 5 growing up, and I remember he was a 5-year-old boy.
Yeah, his
just-
dad, Joe Sinatra, used to beat him
Yeah.
mercilessly if he didn't get his
Sensible.
choreography.
Oh, so you guys know who that is? Then.
and then Jermaine Sinatra.
I wish we could end
Too early.
too early.
Tito
No,
Sinatra,
Jermaine Tito.
Janet Sinatra. She. Oh,
You guys remember Latoya Sinatra's Psychic Hotline?
Well, during one of the earlier World Series games, Janet Sinatra's boobs came out.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was by this, who was it? Dean Timberlake.
Oh.
Teen Timberlake.
Dean Martin Timberlake.
Well, he was drunk, probably. And just
Yeah.
But everyone blamed her.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it was the time. It was
it's
the
like
time.
Dean Martin Timberlake used to say, "You're not drunk if you can lie down on the floor without holding on."
Wait.
That's a Dean Martin quote. You're not drunk if you can lie down on the floor without holding on.
Andy confused the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like the stories of Dean are crazy. Yeah, and if you ever see, if like watch those old like variety shows
The
with him,
roasts and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, he looks like someone dragged him out of a bar. Like you can
Yeah.
see like the collar, like someone was like, look, like you got to get in here, Dean. Like,
Eunji touched my shoulder, and it was the first time I felt a woman's touch.
Wow.
in 60 years.
Have you thrown any television since you got out of jail?
No. What? By the way, is this a parole hearing?
No.
No.
I assure you.
Am I allowed to go to the bathroom at some point? Or?
Yeah.
You don't have to ask us if you need to go.
yes,
you can go to the
it's not a
bathroom. You
parole.
just go.
It's not a
yeah.
parole. Because guess what? You're not getting denied here.
Yeah.
Was Brooks here?
Brooks
was here. You see, that's written right into the
Can
wood
you
up
not
there.
carve into my wall? I would appreciate that a good deal.
Anyone want to go to Mexico?
Zihuatanejo?
You know what? I should update Shawshank 2.
Okay.
Cancun.
Yeah, it's weekend at Cancun.
You and Andy
I'm
hit
dead.
Senior Frogs.
I'm dead, and Andy's keeping me alive the whole weekend.
Oh, that's fun.
He's FDRing you. Oh no, this is Weekend at Bernie's. He's Bernie's.
He's Weekend at Bernie's.
No, well, Weekend at FDR is what we had. That was a black and white film. But after FDR died, they kept him
It was
alive.
a lot easier because you could just push the wheelchair. You don't have to act like he's walking around.
No, I was explaining to my son how FDR would walk because there's footage of him walking to a podium.
Just people next to him?
So his son would like put out his arm like a railing, and he would FDR would cling onto his arm, and his son would basically drag him.
Wow.
Like, because he had like splints like this. So you just watch him like moving very slowly towards the podium, and then he would hold himself up at the podium.
Strong arms.
I mean, you can. The thing is, like, it's black and white, so you can't see him
Yeah.
like sweating.
At what age do you explain to your son how he got a hand job from his cousin? I don't have any
Sweating.
kids. I don't know how that works.
Hand jobs and sweating reminds me of when we tarred a roof. We drank a beer.
Felt like a man, probably.
Felt like a man giving a
Yeah.
hand job to a guy while tarring a roof and drinking a beer.
All because you knew your taxes stuff.
That wasn't me. That was Andy.
Oh, sorry, because Andy knew his taxes.
You got me and Andy confused.
I apologize.
Andy actually has reverse vitiligo.
Andy
He's-
Dufresne, not me.
No, you do.
Oh, no, that's how I find out?
I'm Dr. Red, and I diagnose you with reverse vitiligo.
Okay.
Dr. Red is a soda that they sell at Aldi, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a combo of
delicious.
Dr. Pepper and Big Red.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you guys don't do that to me. I don't know. I'm not familiar with what was this Aldi?
Aldi, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. I'm of the Omni persuasion.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Omni-
I want to know, too.
The grocery store I worked at was Mr. Baker's grocery store. So who's this Aldi?
No, Aldi and Omni. There was like an era in like retail in the late '90s where you were supposed to bag your own things,
Sure. Yeah.
or like get your own. That was the idea of.
Cub
You
Foods.
bag your own groceries?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cub Foods.
What do I do with? How do I get a job?
Well, you can scan the
Is this that
groceries.
AI?
No, it isn't.
You knew about AI back then?
We were always afraid of it. Sarah Connor's son, John Connor, was hunted down by the Terminator, but he never did end up getting to him. Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves.
This turned into like part of the Civil War documentary. Like you're reading a letter home. You know about the Civil War? You know about the Civil War, right? You probably met people who fought in it.
Oh, right. No, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Beetlejuice.
With Andy, Joe, and Matt. With Matt, Joe, and Andy. With Joe. Matt and Andy. Bitch.